And this one reads, Oshiomhole to Tinubu ban products of firms that have left Nigeria.
Former governor of Edo State and a senator, who is now a senator, has called on President Bola Tinubu to immediately stop the importation of products manufactured by companies that have exited the country. That sounds patriotic, doesn't it? But I then sat back again and said, what? This is one of the people closest to the president. And I remember back in the day when the president was saying that, what he was doing was a collective. I could almost swear that Oshiomhole was in the audience on that day. And when I thought of it deeply, I said, if this is the kind of advice at that level, at senator level, former governor, if this is the kind of advice that the president gets, then we shall soon begin to be pointing fingers at where the problem really lies. Because let me take you through it again. People set up their businesses to run in this country. These are international companies. He particularly mentioned Michelin, Dunlop, and Toyota. I don't know, Toyota never produced anything here, so I don't know why he added Toyota. Because he said that companies like Michelin, Dunlop, Toyota, and many others exited the soil of Nigeria. Toyota did not. There's still Toyota Nigeria Limited. So in the first instance, he got his facts a bit mixed up. I won't say wrong. And then so these people left because the business climate was not good enough. And guess what? You want Nigeria as a company to, quote and unquote, punish companies for leaving your country when you didn't provide the enabling environment, and their products now called under World Trade Agreements and name it. You name it. You now want the president to ban. You want the president to ban the products of these companies? How do you want Nigeria to be perceived in the world? It's amazing. It is amazing. It's according to him, they have moved to build other countries' economies. They are not here to build economies, they are here to do business. So you need to get that mindset right, that we live in a competitive world and they come here to do business. And how does it sound that, okay, so because they left the shores of your country, you haven't provided the right environment for them and they have left, then you say you will ban their product. You might as well ban products of all companies that are not producing in Nigeria, so that we'll know where exactly we are going. You know, and according to him, they have moved to other economies by providing job opportunities for the citizens. You see, this sense of entitlement culture is what is getting us into trouble in this country. They have moved to build other. Nobody builds your economy. You build it, and you build it by making sure that whatever economic measures you put in place, they're enough to attract people to come and set up here. It's like telling me I should only buy clothes I should only wear clothes made to me, sewn for me by my tailor. I shouldn't buy anything. I shouldn't buy my famous jeans and T-shirts. I don't get it. It's very sad. And it says that according to Oshiomhole, the companies have moved to build other countries' economies by providing job opportunities for citizens of such countries, and therefore should not be allowed to be reaping from Nigeria, where they are not contributing anything to its GDP. Thank God this man is not the president. Nigeria would have been a pariah state. He doesn't understand. I'm sorry to say, he doesn't understand the way he goes. This is not labor. Even at labor union level, you can say this to the workers when you want to mobilize them to strike. But this shouldn't be seen in the international fora, that the Senator of the Federal Republic. We need, at some point, I wish I could set up we could have somewhere in our laws that sets up an academy where you sit for exam before you put on the toga of most distinguished senator of Nigeria. And so he also urged Nigerians to continue to pray for Tinubu to remain courageous in taking tough decisions. We have our prayers for Tinubu. It's not in taking courageous decisions. It's in having the human, because you see, courageous decisions, some of them affect the livelihoods of human beings. And what is most sacrosanct in the life of any man is his life. And so my prayer is that we hope you continue to take, yes, courageous decisions, but not the one that will obliterate human beings out of the face of the earth. Because thankfully we don't have statistics of daily deaths. Thankfully we don't have statistics of hospital attendants. Then you would know the effect of some of these so-called courageous decisions. And this is what, let me quote him. It says, "I am advocating that the National Assembly," is even taking it further, "the presidency should identify the industries that must be returned to the country. And if such companies refuse to return, Nigeria should begin to ban companies that left the country from selling their products to Nigeria." And this was, guess what? It was during a lecture it was a guest speaker in Abuja at Professor Emeka Omera's public lecture, organized in solidarity with President Tinubu's administration. My God. What do you think? You might want to take off your cap. Say something.
I think it's very unlike him, because Adams Oshiomhole is a very smart man, like very smart man. So
You think he was playing to the gallery?
I don't know what he was doing
at a public lecture.
I don't know what he was doing. It's just unlike him.
I think that this is what I think. The dilemma that some people have is they want to say something to quote and unquote show of support for the president. Okay, so sometimes they get overwhelmed by trying to show that, and then sometimes lose the logic of what they're saying. He just wanted to whip up sentiment and divert people's attention from what is at hand. We know these companies are leaving Nigeria. Ideally, they shouldn't be if the environment was right. So in order to show up support, Aluta, we should ban them, we should do this, we should do that. And that is what has gotten us to where we are today.
Indeed.
That's what has gotten us to where we are today. That's why I specifically in my introduction said he is one of the inner caucuses of the and this lecture in itself was meant to show some support for the administration. And so this is what we get. The question probably you should be asking me, and please don't ask me, because you didn't ask me.
But you're about to answer it.
No, the question you should be asking me is, do you think this is even the government, and this is the thinking in government circles? Do you think that the government might be, let's keep the word, to come out with this kind of decision?
I don't think he was speaking for the government. No, far from it.
Maybe not. Are you sure?
Far from it. I don't think he was speaking for the government.
So you feel that this feeling is isolated to him?
I think the government are probably not even thinking in this way. They know what they're doing.
But he's part of the inner caucus.
I don't know about inner caucus, to be honest.
And
I know he's a senator, yes. But
and sorry, Sheriff, you know me, I have some bad manners. I'll try and correct
No,
you.
you don't. You don't have bad manners.
Yeah, all of us have some bad manners. Like, he's also a senator, and he's calling on the National Assembly.
Yeah, that's his colleagues. He has the right to call on his colleagues.
We're not talking of his right. Is that thinking?
Well, he can do that. He can do that. I just don't think that he's speaking for the presidency. I don't think he's speaking for the government.
Yeah.
These are his thoughts.
Yeah.
I think it's disappointing. It's so unlike him.
Okay, one last thing. Do you think that if he presents this to Akpabio will support him in this thinking and sail it through?
I think it's not just Akpabio.
I know, but
I don't think the senators will support it.
You don't think so?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay,
it will be very disappointing.
Oh,
It will be very, very disappointing. Like I will be so ashamed.
See, the thing is that when standards are not met, you look for excuses in the farthest of cupboards from where the reality is. The economy is not working right. So all this gra-gra cannot cover the honest to God truth that the country on the economic front is heading for a disaster. That's it. It's all playing to the gallery. And what we want to do is to play on, it's like the same thing that Festus did when he was saying, I don't want anybody to die in the airport. Is to play on the common man's intelligence. So he wants to look like a hero. Do you understand what I'm saying? The government the inner circle must be in some kind of panic mode and are looking for any excuse that they can throw at the people. But Nigerians are wiser today.
Yeah.
It's not the same Nigerian. I'm wiser. I don't know about you. Let every man speak for himself.
Exactly.
Are you wiser?
Exactly.
Are you wiser? I'm asking you at home. Are you wiser? Let's go to the social media. If you are sure you are wiser, please tweet. We are now wiser. We are wiser. You can't. I don't open. You can't just throw any excuse at us. Right. For me, it is very, very clear. If there's no news, because the government set up another committee that was inaugurated and filled with businessmen and the president's friends, some economic council, and I just shook my head that we are so far away from the reality. But let's see how it goes.